In this video, I'm going to show you how you can sideload any app from the Google Play Store to Android Wear. Okay, so I'm showing you on a ZenWatch 2, ASUS ZenWatch 2, running Android 2.0, and this one is hooked to an iPhone. So it doesn't matter whether you're hooked to an iPhone or an Android phone, this is going to work the same either way. Okay, so the first thing you need to do before you do anything else to be able to download apps onto your watch from the Play Store, or any app from the Play Store, is go into settings, and then we want to go down to the bottom here, and you want to get developer options turned on. So to do that, you go into System, and you go down to About, and then you're going to go to Build Number, and then you tap that about 10 times, and it'll tell you you're now a developer. Okay, once you do that, you will have developer mode. Okay, so once you have that, you need to turn on debugging. So we go in here, and then we go down to where it says Adb Debugging there, and you want to turn that on. Okay, answer that you're sure. And then you want to go down and turn on debug over Wi-Fi. Okay, so that's going to say unavailable when you first do that, and it takes a little bit. So if we go back up here and we go to connections, or connectivity and Wi-Fi, just make sure that's on. Okay, so it says connected now. And now if we go back down to developer options and debugging over Wi-Fi, you'll see that it's got at the bottom, it's got an IP address. In this case, it says 192.168.0.22:5555. So you need to remember that, write it down or something, because this is important. This is how you're going to connect to the watch from your computer. Okay, so the 5555 is a port number, and the rest of it's an IP address. Okay, so that's all we need to do with the phone right now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to the computer, and we're going to load some apps to our watch. Alright, so the process of downloading apps and installing them, it's all going to take place on a computer. I'm showing you on a Windows PC, but you can do it from a Mac as well. You just need to get a different tool. Okay, so the things we need are, first of all, we're going to need the Google Play Store. So just go to play.google.com and sign in with your Google account. The next thing we're going to need is the APK downloader. Okay, and I will give you the URL to this. So what this does is you just get the URL from the Play Store, you pop it in here, it gives you a download link, and then you download it onto your computer. And the last thing we need is an ADB, or Android Debug program. Now the one I use is Minimal Adb and Fastboot. Okay, so go ahead and you can just do a search for that and download it. Okay, so I just did that. You'll see here we got Tool, Minimal Adb, and Fastboot. Okay, and then you just go in here, and you can get the download link from in here. Okay, so when you go down, you'll see it down here. So this is for the Windows operating system. Okay, and then if you have a Mac, just do a search here, and there's how to set it up for Mac. Okay, but we are going to be working with Windows. Alright, so let's pick an app that we want to download and put on our watch. Alright, so let's put a proper file manager on our watch, and we'll use ES File Explorer. Alright, so what you need to do is just go into the app and then go up here where the URL is and just copy that into the clipboard. Now, we go to our APK downloader and we paste this in here. and we generate a download link. And there we go. Now we just click here, and we save the file. Okay, so at this point we have the file saved in our download directory, so let's go in there. Okay, so here it is in our download directory. So let's copy this, or you can let's cut it and move it somewhere else. Now, where we need to move it is to the place where this resides. Okay, so if we go into Program Files, X486, Minimal Adb, and Fastboot. So we need to go to our File Manager now. And then we need to, let's just go down to this PC, and then we'll go to our C drive, and we'll go to Program Files, X86, just like it said there, and then Minimal Fastboot, Minimal Adb and Fastboot will go in there. Okay, and here's everything that we need in there, or that is resident in there. Now what we need to do is create a folder and call it apps. So any apps we want to sideload are going to go in here. So let's paste this in and click continue there because it needs administrator access. Now we're going to be using a command line on here, or a couple of command lines to get this over there. This is no big deal. It's very simple. I'm going to give you exactly what you need to do. But you need to type in the exact name of the APK, and as you can see, this is a lot to type. So what I always do is I go in here, right-click on it, and I rename it. And I rename it something short. Now this doesn't matter because this is just a file name. It doesn't change the package. Okay, so there it is. We got es.apk in the apps folder here. Now this is where the magic happens. This is how we get it up to our watch. So first thing you need to do is type in Adb Connect, and then remember that IP address, 192.168.0.1 colon 5555. So that's what my watch showed. Your watch is going to show whatever yours showed. Actually, mine was .0.22.5555. Okay, so what you need to do is take the setting that is in your debug over Wi-Fi. You need to take this, and then you need to use that. Okay, so we'll tap. Okay, and it says daemon started. Now on your watch, you're going to get a little message, and it just says allow debugging, and just type OK, or just tap on OK, and that'll let everything go through. Now to get the app over there, we need to do Adb push. So it's going to push the app over there. Now the name of the directory is apps, and then a slash, the name of the APK file, so I call it es.apk. Okay, so this is exactly what we see right here. So it's apps / es.apk. That's where that's coming from. And then a space, and then this is always the same here, / SD card / like that. And that's going to move it over to your watch. So hit enter. And there you see it's copying it over. Okay, so it's almost done here. Okay, now we have to install it. It's sitting on our watch as an APK file. Now we need to install it. Now, there's no install facility on the watch itself, so we have to do it again by Adb. So again, this is very simple. These are the only two commands that you really need to know for Adb to do a lot of things. So we're going to do Adb. We always start an Adb command with that. Then we're going to do -e space install, and then the same thing again, apps / es.apk. Okay, and that's directly from our file manager, the same as you see in the line above. Okay, hit enter. Now this takes a few minutes, and it can take longer on bigger apps and not so long on smaller apps, but you just need to wait for it to finish. And don't worry if it seems to be taking a long time, because it does for whatever reason. But we'll just let this run here. I'll pause it so you don't have to sit here and look at the same thing for half an hour like I'm going to. Okay, and there you go, success. So that means that it is installed on our watch, and we're going to go look at that in a second. Now, yes, this is a little bit convoluted, but really when you look at it, you're just downloading an app and running, moving a file and running 2 command lines, so it's not that bad. But the reason it's convoluted like this is because you're not meant to do this at all. Okay, but some apps do work on here. They will work both on your phone, and the full app will work on your watch too. Not all apps will. So there's going to be some trial and error here. If you have an app you really like, you can try this and see if it works. Okay, so now it's time to go and have a look at our watch. Okay, so now if we go into our watch here and scroll down, there it is, ES File Explorer, so let's tap on that. Okay, so it's giving us a little tutorial here. And there it is. We now have ES File Explorer on here. So if you tap on this now, you can see the stuff that's on your watch. Okay, so there's the file folders. And then we can look inside and see what's going on with the storage on our watch using ES File Explorer. Okay, now I did install another one. You'll see that one there called Mon Transit. So if I tap on that, okay, so it's bringing up the bus routes that are close to me here. And if I tap, okay, so there's the map. It's a little hard to do holding it this way, but okay, and then when I get in here, if I roll up here, it tells me when the next buses are coming for that route. Okay, so this is a full phone app that I downloaded as well, because it's something I use quite a lot. And so I decided I wanted it on my watch as well. Okay, so that is how you go ahead and sideload full apps down onto your watch. It doesn't matter whether it's hooked to an iPhone or if it's hooked to an Android phone, it's going to work the same here, because we're completely bypassing the phone when we do this. We're using the Wi-Fi settings. Okay, now the last thing you should do is disconnect everything. And you could type in Adb Disconnect on your computer, and that would disconnect it. But I'm just going to, and then from here, you need to turn debugging off, because it sits there and continues to leave that port open. So just turn it off there. And you don't have to worry about the Wi-Fi one, because it gets turned off at the same time. Okay, so that's it. That's how you sideload apps, full apps that are for your phone, onto your watch and see if they work. In the next video, I'm going to show you how you do the same thing with music. It works different between an iPhone and an Android phone. Of course, it's easier on an Android phone because it's open, and it's more difficult on an iPhone because it's not. But it still can be done quite easily on either, and I'm going to show you that in the next video.